Hi everyone, welcome to my favorite portion of Sounds of the Valley, the interview section, where I get to torture our artists a little bit with a few basic questions about them, and they just forget to who exactly they are. They get lost in a sea of thought as they enter into a space wherein they don't know who they are, but they definitely know they don't like Ohio. Today I'd like to welcome on our lovely artist of the night, Noah Schwartz. Noah,
Hi.
how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Nathan. Thanks for having me.
That's good. That's good. How are you feeling at this point with your performance? You know.
I feel like the first half is definitely went better than the second half is going to go.
Oh
At least in my humble opinion.
Noah, are you telling me that you've managed to look into the future here, as we here on Sounds have only been able to see the first half?
Believe me, I know. Because I've only played the first half at this point.
Noah, I need you to confirm for me right now. Are you a time traveler? And if so, do we still have Ohio in the future? Better question. Did Mr. Beastburger give me my chicken tendies yet?
You know, Nathan, I really wish I could tell you.
Okay.
But I'd have to kill you.
Okay. There's our answer. On a more serious note, getting back into the realm of music. So, Noah,
Yeah.
you are the quintessential person that I would really love to be able to have here on Sounds, because you, as far as I can tell from seeing your performance today, thus far in the first half, you love music. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't think I could really imagine a world without it. The thing is, music doesn't really love me back. Like, both my parents had a lot of musical talent, and then I just didn't. So it took me a very long time to come to grips with what music was and make it more than just something on my Spotify playlist.
That's fair. What made you kind of want to take that leap and go from just be someone that, you know, really likes music and be someone that, you know, actively kind of participates in it?
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to. I've just never been able to. Like, my dad bought me one of those cheap guitar bundles when I was in 6th grade, and I couldn't get past 035. You know, it's not something that I was good at until I was about a sophomore in college. I took an online class here through the university, and it didn't really stick, but later that year, I was like, hey, wait a minute. I can play Peggy Sue by Buddy Holly. This is a real song. And then just kind of blew up from there.
Nice. That's good to hear. I really appreciate your perspective because, you know, on Sounds we often have a lot of people that are like professional musicians. This is what they do for their living. And I really like getting the perspective of people that, you know, I think it's really important for those voices of people that are like, hey, this maybe isn't the thing I want to fully commit my life to, but I still love music. I still love playing things. So I really appreciate you coming on for that.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I'd love to commit my life to music. It feels a lot better than committing it to sportscasting, I can tell you that much. But, you know, it is what it's, do you think you could imagine, like, life without it? Like, that's what music is. It's like those cheap radio stations say, it's the soundtrack of our lives, you know?
One of my professors really puts it in a cheesy but good way, in that we music people have to like sell to schools whenever we go on and like have to be like, hey, why do you deserve funding? We're kind of told to say that, hey, music is in a way the human experience put through sound, you know, and I think that's a very personally good answer. What do you think about that? You know,
I think that's a way to look at it. I think that there's something very kind of primal about a lot of, especially like more rhythmic forms of music, like blues, rock, you know, that harder stuff, not like the folk that I'm only capable of playing, but stuff that like good guitarists can play. That it's got a lot more aggression and a lot more those kind of like caveman brain instincts that we've all but forgotten in our, you know, accounting world. So if you can play guitar loud and make it thump, then it is good.
That's fair. So, Noah, this is probably something that is very not in your mind, but like, what is something that like you really want to be able to aspire to with like learning guitar and learning more music? You know, just as you doing it kind of as a passive thing. Is there like a grand goal or like a piece or like a song that you would absolutely love to learn that you're just like, this seems way too hard right now, but I really want to get to it?
It's kind of like a sliding scale. For a long time, "Doesn't Lenny Live Here Anymore" by Phil Oakes, which was a folk song, was like I grew up listening. I was like, wow, I love that chord progression, but I don't know anything about chords. There's no way I would ever be able to play that rhythm and that fast. And then I realized like just a couple months ago, I was like, hey, maybe, I'm 20. I'm older than I was when I was 14. I can give this a shot. And I learned it. I'm not playing it tonight because it's 7 minutes long and I can't remember that many words, even if we did put them on the prompter. But no, it's something that I really like. Eventually, I'd like to be able to like solo, like Buddy Guy, B.B. King, all those great blues artists that fill up my playlist. But really, I just kind of want to sit by myself and strum.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah. I often turn to my instruments whenever I have a lot of stuff going on as well. I definitely get what you mean. I've been informed by some of our lovely colleagues behind the screen that you really love musicals. Noah, what is your favorite musical? Are you like a big Sondheim guy?
Nathan, we've known each other for a few years now.
Few, yeah. I've literally seen you come up from being a wee lad.
I was once a wee lad, and now I am on the same set as you.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah.
You've been misinformed.
Really?
I do not like musicals in the slightest. All my friends, all the people I seem to associate with really like musicals.
So you're not in it for the Butcher of Fleet Street. You're not.
I mean,
down bad for cats. The Sound of Music.
The Blues Brothers is one of my favorite movies. That's technically a musical. It's got Aretha Franklin in it. How can you not like it?
True. Then let's turn that question on its head. What is the musical you can't stand?
There are a lot of strong contenders. Cats is up there. Any musical that I've seen is up there.
It's very descriptive for our audience.
The only one I kind of like is Les Mis. Other than that, I think my least favorite would have to be Heathers. That's an inside joke. You'll get it later.
I'm sure all 16 members of our viewing audience will surely get it.
Wait, 16? I only get 7.
What can I say? When you have this kind of set, when you have this production value, the sheer raw charisma flowing off of me, and the ability to just push you.
Yes.
It creates something. It creates an atmosphere. It evokes an aura.
You get a power trip behind that desk, I will admit.
Yeah. Anyway, this isn't about me. This is about you, Noah. This is
Allegedly.
about you this is about the musician.
That's a strong word.
So, Mr. I've seen into the future. Tell me one thing. Did you like performing tonight?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I don't know how much I'll love it in the future because I've only seen it. I haven't experienced it, of course. But I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of insecurity, but the way I see it, I mean, everybody's got to have something.
No?
This has always been a great dream of mine, Nathan, and that's, I never thought I'd be able to stand up and play on TV or in front of anybody. Mm-hmm. This is the first time I've ever played in front of anybody, so it was really interesting to see that people are listening to my music and it's not just me on my futon.
No. Well, I hope that this is not your last foray into playing in front of other people. Maybe you go to like some open mic nights or some kind of chill thing that you're comfortable with, you know.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to hear at some point in the future that, you know, you're still strongly pursuing music in the way that you are.
We'll see. We'll see when my album comes out.
No, no. At any rate, since we've done some breaking of the timeline, we best rectify that and get back to the rest of the show. Noah, what is the next song that you're going to be playing?
I'm going to be playing You Never Even Call Me By Your Name, or By My Name, by Steve Goodman. It's a song that my dad used to play about 50 years ago when he was playing folk music, and it's something that continues that proud tradition of Jewish folk singers. Me, my dad, Steve Goodman, Bob Dylan, Phil Oakes, Shel Silverstein. You know, the list is endless. I mean, you're either going to do this or become a sportscaster.
Well, with that, we'll get to the privilege of being able to hear that right after the break.